And it is about time this show gets a little relief. So we go to the bullpen. We call in the right-hander. Jason Adam is our Friar Friday guest today. We're happy to have him from Houston, where the Padres play the Astros tonight. Jason, how are things?
I'm great. Can't be bad after a dad joke like that.
Yes.
After a bad joke.
No, dad joke.
No, dad
joke.
No,
dad
I would
joke.
I would never defame your jokes. Never.
Well, that's okay. I'm used to that happening, but thanks, Jason. We appreciate
you
it.
and me both.
Hey, right now, I mean, everybody is gushing over how good the Padre bullpen has been. We're doing it. Writers around the country are doing it. Websites, everything's, pointing to the Padre bullpen and how great you guys have been. What do you think when you hear all that stuff? And I know it's not going to get to your head, but is there some, do you take some pleasure, pride in hearing all of this right now?
Yeah, of course. I mean, of course we appreciate it. At the same time, we realize, I think everyone in that bullpen, when we go out there, we expect to do our job, and our job is to put up a zero and keep our team in a place to win a ball game. So, so we obviously appreciate and welcome all positive press, but at the same time, we have a lot of season left. We got to keep building off of what we've done so far and keep continuing to make good pitches and trying to do our job.
Yeah, to the end, you mentioned putting zeros up. I felt you were pretty much the most automatic zero I've seen coming into the Padres in some time. But you did give up a run the other night to the Cubs. Now, you picked a good game to do it. You were way ahead. How do you does that even affect you at all? Were you happy to get right back out there the next night and put up another zero, or did that really matter?
Yeah. Yes and no. Obviously, as long as we win the ball game, we're all happy.
Yeah.
I think the way to ensure that is for it to always be a zero. I think, there were some things I was displeased with that outing. As far as my choice on pitches, I called a few pitches that in hindsight were the wrong call. So that you can lose a little sleep over that and be like, what are you thinking? But at the end of the day, the process is to go out there and get ahead of hitters and put them away and try to have my best stuff every night that I can have. So I think I didn't lose too much sleep. I was glad we won. Glad, like you said, it was a good game to give up a run and now try to stay on track.
Talking to Jason Adam here on 97.3 The Fan, Friar Friday, and I was going to actually ask you about your approach to pitching. Do you use a lot of analytics, or do you go in there and you start throwing to the guys and you're like, hey, I need to use this pitch instead of this pitch, or is it a mixture of both, or how do you do it?
Yeah, so I like to use the analytics when I'm throwing my bullpen so I can see how my stuff's moving. And then once I know my stuff's in a good spot, or even if it's not, I know what I'm going to battle with. It's all about kind of trying to be unpredictable and honestly following our catchers. Our catchers here do an incredible job game planning. Ruben does a great job game planning. Peter, everyone that's involved does an awesome job game planning, and I lean on them for that. They're a lot smarter than I am, so my job is just to try to execute the pitch that they think is right.
And to kind of expand on that, I was looking through your StatCast page earlier today, and I saw that you used your changeup a lot more this year than you've used it in the past. Is that just something that happens, or is that by design? How do you decide something like that?
It's not necessarily a decision. It's based on circumstance a lot. I think it is definitely my best pitch, so I do lean on it, and I think there's also factors like I was, especially early, falling behind guys a lot. So the count dictates what pitches I throw. If I'm getting ahead with different pitches, I'm going to be putting away with different pitches. So I think not really intent. I didn't come into the season saying I'm going to try to bump my changeup usage to 60% or whatever. It's just I fell behind some guys, and so what am I going to throw? I'm going to try to throw a changeup or something off speed.
Jason Adams is with us, part of this great Padre bullpen, part of this great Padre start, let's be honest. 15-4 is an incredible start to the season. And, Jason, we've talked to you several times before, but I think it bears repeating because I love the story of how you came about to throw the ball in a shot put style where it almost touches your ear before you let it go. I think it's a story maybe not everybody is aware of. You had some arm problems. and this was the way it got fixed. I think it's incredible, actually.
Yeah, I'm very thankful. So I had, like you said, like 3 years of arm trouble where I couldn't get healthy. And so I just kind of had talked to Garvin was our pitching coach in rehab with the Padres actually in Arizona, and I was like, "Can I try this?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever, man. At this point, do whatever you want." And I just put the ball by my ear, stepped him through, and it felt fine. So I was like, "Okay, I'll try that again." I just kept working my way longer and longer distances and higher intent from my ear, and I was like, "Yeah, I guess this is just how I'm going to throw now because it's the only chance I have to really ever play again."
Glad you did it, Jason. We really, really
you
are.
and me both.
Yeah. You're from the middle of the country, Nebraska, Omaha, and I don't know if that makes you a Peyton Manning fan or not. That was another terrible joke, by the
what
way.
a dad joke that was.
Another terrible joke, by the way. But now you're out here in Southern California. Differences, and how are you enjoying life on the coast, being as you were a Midwest kid?
Man, yeah, I love it. So we call Kansas City home now. That's where I lived most of my life after being born in Omaha, and we love it there. But there's honestly, San Diego has a bit of a Midwestern feel, but at the same time, 70 degrees every day, and there's a beach. So what's not to like? Everybody we've met in the community has been so kind. It feels like when we come here for season, it feels like home. So we love San Diego life.
Talking to Jason Adam here on Friar Friday, 97.3 The Fan, Gwynn and Chris. And last one for me, Jason, you, I would say that according to your stats page here, this is kind of a question from Matt Scraby, but according to your stats page, you've only pitched one game in Houston and you did retire the side in order, I may add. But I wanted to ask more about pitching on the road. Is it different everywhere you go, or do you have to alter your mindset when you're on the road?
No, I mean, yes, and it's different in that you're getting used to a different bullpen, seeing the game from a different angle. Every mound's slightly different, but other than Cincinnati has the lowest, it's got to be the lowest mound in the league. It feels like you're throwing a flat ground.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's like a well-known, but outside of that, everything's pretty consistent across the league. And no, but it's different in the fact that you're seeing it a little different, but overall, same distance, same height, good pitches still tend to get out, and bad pitches tend to get hit.
Yeah, that's the problem with the big leagues. I mean, if you make you leak one out over the plate, man, these guys will remind you pretty quick just how good they are. Jason, they will. I want to finish with this. We asked last week. We had on the show from the bullpen Alec Jacob. And I asked him, I said, who's kind of the funnest, craziest guy out in the bullpen? He didn't hesitate. Yeah. He said Wandy Peralta. And a lot of us thought, really? Wandy Peralta? He didn't expand on that too much. Do you care to expand at all? He said he couldn't understand everything Wandy was saying, but he knew it was funny.
Yeah. He's just the truest sense of a bullpen human.
Okay.
I love Wandy. He's hilarious. He helps keep it light out there. And even on, flights, everything. He's fun, man. He knows how to make a joke. Even like you said, even if it's Spanish, we don't know what he's saying. It's just the way he delivers anything. He's a good time.
Well, we always have a great time talking with you, Jason.
Awesome.
It's fun to have you on again, and we wish you nothing but a continued great success with the Padres. Like I've said, man, when you come in the game, I feel pretty comfortable, and
we all do, Chris.
Things are going well. Yeah, I was even saying last year that sometimes I just use the restroom while he's pitching because nothing's going to happen when he's in there. No. But that's probably my third lousy joke of the interview. So let's
all of them 10 out of 10.
Thank you, Jason.
Actually, Jason Adam was on the big screen with Jeremiah Estrada telling dad jokes the other day. So he is.
Those weren't pretty either. Yeah.
He's an expert in dad jokes.
I like those joke segments.
Game. Yeah,
I like
that's my game.
Hey, thanks, Jason. Good luck. Have a good road trip. We'll see you when you guys get back.
Appreciate y'all.
Jason Adam, good dude, and appreciate him putting up with my poor jokes there. been hanging around Scraby too long.
You know, that was the right guy for those jokes.
And that's
because
why
he
I
was
thought
chuckling along with.
I thought I could get him.
But he
sneak him
did.
in.
They did that thing on the board the other day
Right,
where
they do a comedy bit. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
it is kind of funny, and I like those jokes. I like dad jokes.